What do you have some takeaways from that game today, just generally speaking?
I thought it was it's a good effort. 7 goals on 35 shots is tough, and you don't want to look at that, especially when you out-chance and out-shoot them. I'm not laying that on Humps' feet at all, so don't get that misconstrued. But it's tough to win games when you're giving up 7 goals against. So for us in the position that we're in, with 6 games to go, we prioritized trying to develop some of the rookies here. Finish in 6, 7, 8 is where we're going to be, and so we're going to take this opportunity to try to get some guys in the lineup that wouldn't normally be in there otherwise. So hot list to watch her.
Right.
Obviously Humphreys, and DeWatcher getting in there was our only plus player there tonight, so that's a benefit that came out of tonight.
For sure, yeah. And how important is it to try and finish strong here and go into the playoffs on a little bit more of a high than you're doing right now?
Yeah, nobody wants to back into the playoffs, and that's exactly what we've been doing for the last 2 months. So, it would be nice to have some sense of confidence. We got to find that within ourselves, rather than somebody wanting to give it to us. So, it comes from within, and we've got to make sure that we control what we can, and that's our effort level and our focus and our execution. So if everybody can come bring that type of mentality to the rink, I think we'll have some success.
Yeah, you stayed with them for a good period, a good time there. What were you doing that you liked that you were able to play with them?
We were defensive-minded, there's no question. We were defensive-minded in a 7-goal against game. I think it's kind of ironic, but they scored 5 goals in the third. So through the first 40, we had the most opportunity to, we had scoring chances. We could have broke it open. They held it, Brandt, Team USA World Junior goalie, really good, gives them a chance. And, their talent and their depth eventually took over. So that's a really good hockey team and a really high likely potential first-round opponent. And, the way we played in the first 40 was good, but we need to play a 60-minute hockey game. 40 out of 60 is not going to cut it.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. You've got some time off now, so what do you work on now between now and Saturday?
We try to prepare, in the things that we did well and keep going on the things that we didn't.
Right.
And, we got a couple guys banged up, but Flores should be back in the net come Saturday, so that's something that we got to get them acclimated to.
I was going to ask you, even, how important is it just for him to get a game or two? Because he's been off a long time. That's tough, right?
It's been off a long time, and realistically, you want him to play 3 out of the 5 remaining. You got a back-to-back scenario this weekend and a back-to-back-to-back scenario, so you can't expect him to play 4 to 5. So ideally, he plays 3 out of 5, and it'll be good. I think he's been our star all year and our MVP, and I know we've had a lot of great players, but we miss Flo, and the biggest thing is that we get him back healthy and in the best shape that we possibly can for the playoffs.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Was it too early to consider this a first-round playoff preview?
No. Not at all. It's not too early. It's more than likely.
Now, can you put your finger on the difference between 2024 and 2025 for your team? Wait. Ever since the calendar changed, something's happened. Any idea?
It's the same group of guys. And it's a mentality, that we've taken in. And, it's team first versus me first. I think that's something that comes into games. And we had a lot of success, and sometimes the me first comes in. And that's not going to get you anything. It's always been team success will bring individual success. And that's when I talk about a mentality. I think that's when we're a team first mentality, like we were against the London Knights, we can achieve anything. And sometimes I think our own selfish tendencies get in the way. But it's tough to put a blanket over it. We've lost games at an unprecedented rate, and we're trying to get out of this thing. So, every single day we come to work trying to do our best.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Thanks, Bernd.
Coach, was Aerosmith and Scott just mostly to get the other guys some time, or was that them needing to see a game from a different lens tonight?
No, it's DeWatcher and Hotless haven't played for an extended period of time, and we need to set somebody, so we started with Aerosmith and Blair Scott.
Speaking of that line tonight, I thought Hotless, Gallianov, and Levin really gave you some energy tonight. When Gallianov, I thought the last 3 games have been maybe his best stretch of the season when he's forechecking and when he's getting involved in every aspect of the game. I thought your fourth line played really well tonight. Yeah,
but I also agree. Charlie Hotless is effective with the minutes that he was given. I thought he had a couple chances, and you want to fight for him because his character, right? He's a great human being, a great kid that gives you everything you got. So you want to fight for somebody like that, and no matter what the circumstance, whether he does or he doesn't play, he's the same person. So, that's something that the coach takes notice of, and you want to reward him when the opportunity was. So I think, he played over 10 minutes tonight, got a season high, and, it's good that you recognize him because he made a difference out on the ice. And you take with the good, the bad. You have to put up with the mistakes at the same time here too, but it's the only way he's going to learn.
Right, and I thought the first 40 minutes, like you said, you were right up with them. I mean, you had a 2-1 lead in this game. It was 3-2 after 2, and then their horses, pun intended, took over in the third period. What's the message in there, kind of showing them that that's a learning experience of what hopefully you guys will be in a year or two, going up against a team like that that they can kind of learn from that experience of what it's like to play a 60-minute game like that?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail. I was going to say, like, we played 40 minutes really good.
Yep.
It was a really bad 20-minute period at the end. They played 60 minutes the exact same way. They were committed, and eventually when you have an older team that's ready to win and ready to go on, that's something that you're going to eventually get. They waited for their opportunity and they buried when they got it. And for us, we sometimes we try to put the cart before the horse and play 2 out of 3 periods, but in order to have success with where we're at, we need to make sure that we're playing 60 minutes the same way every single time, and we didn't do that tonight.
Lastly, I thought Ethan Zada tonight, it seems like whenever he's got a fire, or it seemed like him and Eliason were getting into it a lot there tonight. It seems like when he has that little bit of juice and spunk, it brings out the best in his play in all aspects, and he was able to score a goal tonight. Talk about number 12 there, being engaged and keeping you guys afloat there.
Yeah, I mean, what have we played? 63 games so far this season already. I think Ethan Zada has played almost every single one the exact same way. I mean, that's who he is. That's what his character is, and over the course of the season, that's how you do, or that's how everybody knows him to be. That is Ethan Zada day in and day out. He's a workman's-like guy. He gives you 100% honest effort. It's good to see him get rewarded, but when you get bumps and engage into a game, it's easier to be into it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.